Welcome into Gamesthetic episode 116, first episode of 2023. And with that, we're going to have a lot of games to chat about here today. We're doing a big outlook on everything that's coming out this year, our most anticipated predictions and all. And joining with me, as always, I got both the boys here in studio. Got Zach and John. Boys, how we doing? How we feeling?
I've lost all will for this show after what's happened in the last 20 minutes.
Don't be like that. Come on.
So, yes, predictions. Downtrodden. I may retire this year.
Don't be like that. John, what about you? How you feeling?
Woo! 2023. I gotta be the excited one if he's gonna not be the excited one.
Oh, John's going to be the excited one.
I don't know. It's not gonna last long. I don't have enough energy for that.
That's fair. I feel you. Also, with today's episode, big day because we are officially multi-streaming as of today. Right now, we are live at youtube.com/@SparkE3, youtube.com/@Gamesthetic. We are live at twitch.tv/SparkE3. My personal Twitter @AlexLight23, as well as the show's Twitter @Gamesthetic Pod. So anywhere you want to watch,
You can
feel free.
stream on Twitter.
Yes, you can. We're live right now. Yep.
Why?
It's an option. We are live on Twitter in two places right now. So anywhere you prefer to watch, you can. Shout out to Restream, paired up for that to get everything done. And on my side, I have one huge just linked chat, so I get all the chat in one place, which is very handy, so I don't have to swap between everything. We did have a rough start, like Zach said, the last 20 minutes. I don't have the intro music.
Smooth as butter.
Yeah, smooth as butter. Thank you, John. That's the mindset. That's the 2023 mindset right there.
Butter's usually pretty solid nowadays.
All right, you need
It's
to relax.
smooth as well.
Yeah, it's both. All right, relax. But if you could, we definitely appreciate the support. To join the Discord, check out some Agent Ink jerseys, sign up to our website, SparkE3.com. We'd appreciate all of that. Very excited for today's episode, honestly and truthfully. I feel like today's episode is going to be a pretty solid one. A lot of games to look at for this upcoming year, predictions. We already kind of touched on what our predictions were like last year. No one really did super high. I mean, Zach just had like all ties across the board. That was the closest thing to a win that we had. Woo! You didn't actually no. You got one wrong because it was the Devil in Me one. That's that's it. The other two, it's still a question mark. John went one of four, and I missed a lot. But I have a lot of faith in today's predictions. I think I've got some pretty good ones.
Yeah, we all prepared predictions.
Prepared is a statement that we can use. Yeah, prepared is a statement. Also, random. It should be fine, but hopefully the audio and the video is fine. If you're watching, please let me know. Steve, if you're watching this after the fact, fuck you for not letting me know yesterday that the audio was messed up. I didn't know. Me and Zach, we had no clue.
There was two people, and neither of them told us.
Shout out to you guys. Thanks, Becca. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, guys. We didn't know the audio was bad, so hopefully the audio is good. We did some tests. The levels look good on our end, so hopefully everything is good. So also go ahead and turn down the music. We can kind of go ahead and get in some stuff, boys, because we got a lot to go over. A lot of games.
Fuck.
A lot of games. Are you having problems over there?
No, I just never noticed how stark John's corner is versus our camera.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Hold on. I can fix that. Hold on. Let me get. I can zoom in on John. It's not a big deal. See, here you go. Let me get really zoomed in on him.
That's just far worse, man. I'd rather have the white wall.
What do you think, John? You like it?
I can't see it.
All right, hold on. We'll
He's
move.
got a point. He can't see it.
What do you think? You like it?
Way too much of me.
Okay. I'll pull it back. I'm sorry. How's that? That's good.
I'm more your size now.
That's fair. Let me fix Zach's cam. No, that's my cam. Now I'll fix Zach's cam. There
Shambles.
we go. No, it's a great
Shambles.
episode.
I don't know what you did though, because my camera's just gonna move.
I know yours always moves. Mine doesn't. I don't know why. It's a strange thing. But anyway, yes, lots of games to chat about. I mean, literally kicking things off here in January. We've already got multiple games coming out this month that we plan to check out. I've already paid for One Piece Odyssey. I'm ready to check that one out here next week. Fire Emblem Engage, of course, which also shout out to all the early hands-on previews that people have gotten of the game. I watched a 15-minute gameplay trailer of it, and it looks so good. It looks so good. So I'm ready for that here in a couple weeks. And then a couple weeks after, and then like a week after that, we have Forspoken. Are you still getting that day one?
Fuck yeah, I am.
All right. Did you ever play the demo?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Fucking loved it.
All right. Yeah, still getting that one day one, and then Hogwarts Legacy. Am I the only one to get Hogwarts Legacy, or are you guys getting it? I doubt you.
I'll get it.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll be day one.
Is that a real question?
Yes, it is a real question from John. He completely forgot that you're fully into Hogwarts Legacy.
It was more, I guess, a real question for him more than it was for you.
Don't take his bullshit. He literally threw that out into
and I
into the
looked. I
ethos.
looked at you. I looked at you.
Yeah,
it was
you
more.
posed it to both of us.
It's just
like
general
I'm not
conversation.
buying the game.
I'm assuming you're getting it for PS5. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting it for because all the DualSense stuff looks cool. Plus, like Sony with their extra content that they have, exclusive to them. So I'm getting it for PS5. I'm excited for it.
We're not allowed exclusive content anymore.
Yeah, that's a thing of the past. We're not allowed of that anymore. Sony's trying to prevent that from happening, even though they do it literally all the time. But either way, but yeah, no, January, lot of games coming out right off the bat. I know here in a few days, in a week. One Piece Odyssey on the 13th. We have Dragon Ball Z Kakarot's getting its free upgrade for current generation consoles, which that's cool. And then Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden getting a release up to current consoles. That coming to Game Pass. Zach, you gonna hop into those, replay them?
I don't know. That's debate. I can either go play them on my PS2 or I can just re-download them. I think regardless, I think I could beat both in a week.
Okay. That sounds about right considering what you told me you do for like P5R and just how quickly you beat the game and then immediately beat the game again.
Yeah.
I could see you beating those in a week. Yeah, it seems pretty easy.
In the
For
same
you.
week is what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
Because in Persona 5, I beat that in a week and then I'll beat it again in a week.
Yeah, Zach's a madman. Then on the 20th, we of course have Fire Emblem Engage and Monster Hunter Rise is coming to PlayStation and Xbox as well. 24th for Spoken. 26th Story of Seasons getting a new game, Wonderful Life, as well as I wanted to shout this out even though it's not coming to us, but I absolutely love this anime. Summertime Rendering is getting a game over in Japan called Another Horizon. It may come to us 5-6 years from now, but either way, I still think it's cool. It's getting a game, and then of course the 27th we got Dead Space. I don't know if that's before, but is anyone getting Dead Space? I know you're not.
Nope.
Okay, I don't plan on getting.
You missed
I
it
might,
on 26, man. We got Hitman World of Assassination.
Is that coming out?
Yeah, on the 26th.
No, I didn't see that one. I'm assuming you're excited for it.
No, but it's a Hitman game. Hitman games are great.
Okay, well, shout out to Hitman, I guess. Then February, of course, on the 10th, we do have Hogwarts Legacy, but if you get the digital deluxe, you can get 72-hour early access, which is what I plan to do. Wild Hearts on the 16th, Tales of Symphonia Remaster on the 17th, Wild Hearts on the 17th as well. Atomic Heart and Like a Dragon Ishin on the 21st, and I know Zach's pumped for Like a Dragon.
I'm surprised you skipped Wanted Dead on February 14th.
Didn't see that one either.
God dang it, Alex.
I didn't know it was a notable title.
Well, I mean, it's that one with the sword mechanics. The police officer chick, and
I don't think I've seen this game.
I don't know how you haven't seen this.
I don't think I've seen this game.
You need to go look at this because the combat and everything looks very entertaining. I don't know. The story could be absolute trash, but at least the combat would be very entertaining.
Okay, all right. I'll take a look at it for you. Then on the 26th, I wanted to shout this out because obviously we're not getting it, but it is coming out, and it's just I'll be curious to see the reception for it. But the PSVR 2 is coming out, and that of course alongside of Horizon Call of the Mountain. So I'm just kind of curious what the reception is going to be like for this.
I want to point out After the Fall's coming out for PlayStation VR 2 also on that day. After the Fall's been out forever, right?
I believe so.
Okay, so it's just the PSVR 2 version?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. 24th, we have Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe and Octopath Traveler 2. And then 28th, we have the expansion for Destiny 2 Lightfall.
I hate you, Alex.
I want to shout it out.
You just keep
Wanted to shout
missing
it-
every... There's even
first off,
Riza
look-
3, man.
Okay. Are you looking at Wikipedia, I guess?
No, I'm looking at fucking
Are you looking?
GI.
Okay, so you're looking at a completely separate list. I'm looking at what was in Discord. So we're looking at two separate lists.
Yeah, because Discord didn't have everything.
No, it didn't. I pulled what I thought was notable release. All right, then Zach, you go through some games, please.
Because we also have Company of Heroes 3 coming out on PC, man.
Kick things off with some March for us.
Well, for February, did you call out Sons of the Forest?
I don't even know what that is.
It's the sequel to The Forest.
Do you even know what The Forest is?
I do know what The Forest is. I
Okay.
didn't know I was getting. I didn't know I was getting a sequel.
It's the second game, or like the sequel to it, I guess.
Okay,
But yeah,
gotcha.
yeah,
I didn't know that was getting a sequel. Cool.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
This is why we're here, so we can expand Alex's horizons, since he only knows of Horizon.
That's not true. Come on now. I've got a lot on this list.
So for March, we're going to start off with a third of The Last of Us Part 1, which none of us are going to touch, by the way. But it's notable. It's there for anyone who wants to play it again.
See, I didn't even put it on the list because I just really don't give a shit.
For all you Dark Souls people, then we also have Wulong Fallen Dynasty. which I might convince John to do co-op with me.
It's on Game Pass, John. It's on Game Pass.
I said if it's on Game Pass, I'll do it.
Yes.
I'm gonna fucking hate it.
It's coming to Game
I'll
Pass,
do
so I
it.
guess you're doing it.
Yeah, and that's coming out on March 3rd, so that very first week. Of course, everyone's favorite Skull and Bones.
Yep, on
is
the
finally
9th.
coming out
Yep.
on the 9th.
Yep.
We'll see how that goes.
Also on the 9th is Fatal Frame Mask of the Lunar Eclipse
Yes.
as well.
You ever played a Fatal Frame game?
No, they look fascinating, but I've
They're
never.
amazing.
Yeah, they look so fascinating, but I've never played one.
I'm really happy that because it's a horror game, and you were always against horror games.
Not anymore. I'm here for it now.
And it's even better because you got to take pictures of them, so you got to look them straight in the face.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine.
Then we also, for any RPG players out there, The Legend of Heroes Trails to Azure is going to be coming out March 14th on PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC.
That is the next like series I'm going back to get into.
Yes.
Okay.
Then we also have the Bayonetta Origins on March 17th. The
Yep.
Frieza and the Lost Demon, which we got to see during the Game Awards, which seems very
Yep.
interesting. Then, of course, Star Wars Jedi Survivor also on the 17th. Have a Nice Death on March 22nd. Resident Evil 4 Remake coming to all next-gen stuff on March 24th.
Excited for that one.
And then the game, all of us are questioning whether it's going to be good or just a giant cast on March 28th. Crime Boss Rock City.
Right. Man, like we saw the reports out of it, it seems apparently the devs focus so much on,
The cast.
yeah, just having a wacky ass cast, but the game itself is meh. So but hopefully we're wrong because it looks entertaining.
Yeah. All I know is Danny Trejo's in it, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, true.
Then, of course, April, we have Hogwarts Legacy, April 4th, which you two
That-
are going to be picking up, and me, I'm sort of,
Well, that one's the PlayStation 4.
the 4 and Xbox One version, yeah.
Yeah, and then the Switch comes out in like July.
Yeah, it's pretty far. Your favorite game of the year, probably, Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection.
I am very excited for that. I love Battle Network games.
Then we also have your other April 19th, a couple days later, the Forbidden West DLC of Burning Shores.
Yep.
Then the long forgotten but soon returned Dead Island 2.
It's alive.
Coming out on April 28th. Brought back to fruition thanks to Goat Simulator 3.
Yep. Shout out to Dead Island, man. Dead Island 2 finally happening.
I'm going to be honest, it came back and it gave us a trailer that made me go, all right, this actually looks okay.
Yeah, true.
Just recently went and played Dead Island for the first time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was rough.
Yeah, that game didn't age well.
Yeah, I imagine that would be a very rough play.
It didn't age well.
It wasn't the most fun ever.
No.
I mean, I played it when it first came out, and it was like fine then. But
Yeah.
now I imagine it'd be a
I
nightmare.
mainly went back and played it because
Dead Island 2,
and I was like, oh yeah, I never actually played it, and it's one I've meant to go back to, and
If
I was
if
playing
I
it.
had known, I would have played with you. Co-op makes it so much better.
Well, it's entertaining for a few hours, and then it very quickly just becomes run back and forth and do
Yep.
the exact same thing
Yep.
over and over and over again.
The game's concept was very interesting, Dead Island 1, but the actual core mechanics and was very MMO reminiscent.
Yeah, a lot of run back and forth, pick up this one thing.
And getting out of April from what we know now, we then have the only things for May at this time on the 12th, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And then my preferred game of the month, May 26th, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Woo!
Yep.
Can only hope that's going to be as good as it looks.
I am excited for this game. I'm just hoping it's actually going to be good.
I feel like that's everyone's mindset on the game right now. Is just hoping and praying it's
Because
going to be
everything
good.
we've seen of it looks so good. It's from a studio that has not given us anything terrible before.
Right.
So we're all got our fingers crossed that they stay consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, in June, we have Street Fighter 6
Yep.
on June 2nd.
Yep.
Diablo 4 on June 6th. And then Final Fantasy 16 on June 22nd.
RoboCop Rogue City's also in June, but it doesn't have an actual date yet besides June.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, which that initial trailer got me very interested. It's just like let's bring back like a random not random. It's a notable movie franchise, of course, but in terms
Not
of
in this day and age.
in general from history, whatever. And it hasn't had games in forever, and this one actually looks pretty sick. So I'll be curious to see more.
And then in July, on July 7th, we have The Legend of Heroes, Trails into Reveria. And then Hogwarts Legacy on Switch, finally, July 25th.
We'll see.
And that's everything we currently have announced at this time. Then we just got a big ass list of everything that we know is
Yep.
possibly going to come out this year or go into 2024.
The only other like hard month that we know is Baldur's Gate 3 in August.
Yes.
But no date.
I don't count that one since I have it, but
Right. Yeah. And then just unscheduled releases. We have like Age of Empires 4, Alan Wake 2, Aliens Dark Descent, Arc 2, Armored Core 6.
you think we'll ever hear about Contraband again?
Oh, I feel like no for this year. My guess is going to be no. We're not going to hear anything about it this year.
Feels bad. It's always the co-op games, man.
Yeah, I feel like we're not going to hear anything about it this year from Microsoft. But who knows? We could see. That could change literally this month because there's all these heavy rumors right now of a Xbox showcase this month.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We could be wrong there. Assassin's Creed Mirage, Avatar's Frontiers of Pandora is still slated for this year. We don't know anything about the game, though. Black Myth Wukong, of course. Me and John are really excited for that one. The Convergence League of Legends story is set to come out this year.
The Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which is the Jet Set Radio successor,
Oh, yeah, true.
that's slated to come out at some point this year.
Exoprimal as well. We're
Dino Crisis: The New Age.
Basically, I mean, we're curious about the game. We'll see how it goes. Front Mission 2 is getting its remake this year. Shout out to that. Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. Another one I know it's on Zach's list. And then also shout out to the remake of Lollipop Chainsaw.
Hey, that's a great game. I'll buy that.
Yeah, Metal Slug Tactics as well. Pacific Drive, that random game that was debuted in the most recent Sony State of Play that no one knew what it was. Pal World is slated for this year sometime. Payday 3, Pikmin 4, Stalker 2, Suikoden 1 and 2 HD. Sword Art Online Last Recollection, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre multiplayer game. And then the last few that these have estimated windows, or last few that I have. If you guys have more, please shout them out. I have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, of course, in Q4. Forza Motorsport Q1, Q2, Hollow Knight Silksong Q1, Q2, Redfall Q2, Starfield Q2 that I don't fucking buy, and then Marvel Spider-Man 2 in the fall. Do you guys have anything else that I did not name?
I mean, the game that everyone's going to be looking forward to is the I Am Jesus Christ Simulator.
Shout out to that game. I remember watching that trailer.
Right now, we just have an estimated Q4, I believe it is, for the release of Dark and Darker.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you got hard addicted to that.
Yeah. We got a coming up next month during Steam's Next Fest is when we get our next play test. And at least from an interview they did back in November, it's looking like they're aiming to enter early access for Dark and Darker in Q2.
That'll be fun.
Which is very exciting.
My curious thing for you, John, is how do you feel about Kerbal Space Program 2?
I never got into Kerbal Space Program.
I know you know a lot of people who did, though.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who did, and I could potentially get into it now because I believe it's I don't know if it's still free, but it was free on Epic.
I wouldn't know. I don't check Epic Store.
I check it every now. I check it at least once or twice a week because every week they give away free games.
Either of you excited for Lies of P?
I don't know what that is.
It's a Pinocchio game, right? Based on Pinocchio.
I know the name. I just don't know what the game is.
I don't know.
I believe so. It's about Rindate Studio. It's an action game. It's a Souls-like game.
Probably not.
Pinocchio-inspired Souls-like game.
That's a combination. Also, shout out to Omega Strikers. Its official release is in April. The open beta is now closed as of like a week ago. So the official release for it is coming in April. Shout out to that.
I just assumed it was out at this point.
I just assumed it was still open.
I thought it was too, and then I just saw like the tweets from the official Twitter about it that the open beta is now closed and everyone's got to wait till April now.
Damn.
Yep. So April release for that one.
That's rough.
Yeah. But yeah, did you guys have anything else that we didn't name in terms of like unscheduled games or anything that's slated for this year?
Your Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I said that one. That one's set for fall. Excited for that.
We feel anything for Minecraft Legends?
I've tried it. No.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I've tried it. I mean, concept. I definitely see the appeal. You know what I mean? Like I definitely see the appeal, especially for like a younger audience. It didn't appeal. It didn't work for me.
I mean, mine would be Nightingale. If we finally get a release date for that.
Oh, true.
Because I don't like survival creation games, but this one has an interesting enough concept that I'll give it a shot.
Right.
And I'll be willing to go for it. Remnant from the Ashes 2. I want to get a release date on that because Remnant of the Ashes was an incredible game. Very nice take on the whole RPG dungeon crawler, which I loved, with guns. So I'll be super happy to play the second one once we get a release date for that. And of course, Payday 3, which was just thrown out there a couple weeks ago, and the world's like, hey, it's coming.
Hey, it's a thing. Get ready.
Besides that, just one shot we got from a Xbox montage. They just had it in there, and everyone's like, and a couple people were like, wait, was that Payday 3?
Yeah, basically. Right. Yeah.
And then we heard nothing about it.
True.
I got a couple indie games I'm excited about.
All right, let's hear them.
They were announced back there in the what was it? Summer Games Fest, I believe it was.
Okay.
It was Roots of Pacha. It's got a release date of April 25th right now on Steam. It's a kind of like a farming sim based in like the early days of civilization.
Right.
Kind of top down, kind of looks interesting. And then the other one, show in February now. It changed recently. Before it just said 2023. It's called Birth. It's a point-and-click adventure game.
Okay.
But yeah, it's basically just a point-and-click puzzle adventure game where you go around a city and solve puzzles to cure your loneliness.
I remember seeing that. Yeah. I remember seeing that and going, this is strange but interesting.
Yeah, it was one of the ones that came out during like the indie showcase that I was most excited for, and it's apparently it's coming out next month, so I'll play it then.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I do remember that one. Because that one did a hard take on.
That was the one when I tried to explain it to you guys.
And we both went,
you both
"What?"
just looked at me and was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah, I remember that now. I mean, one more I want to shout out, or a couple more I want to shout out, is the Plucky Squire, which is...
I was just about to ask about that game when
Yes.
I had a moment. Because that is slated for this year, right?
Yes.
Okay, because that one's on my list.
Because that's going to be an interesting... it's an action adventure. It's not a roguelite.
Yeah.
Of the pop-in storybook in 3D world. And then game I didn't know about, but looking through this list, discovered and very curious about it, called Thirsty Suitors,
Okay.
which is an RPG game where you play as a female MC who has to deal with all of her exes and stuff in an RPG style before her sister's wedding, and more or less coming to grips with relationships and things like that. So I'm going to be very curious about that because it gives me like very Scott Pilgrim versus the World thing, even though it's slightly different.
Okay.
So I'll be curious about it.
Okay. Do we want to start kind of looking at like, putting in actually like a hard list on what our most anticipated is for this
Nope.
year? Come on, Zach. You know you want to.
No, I don't.
I already
We all
know. I already
we all
know a
we
few.
don't.
I already know a few of yours, but because I know you're excited for obviously both Like a Dragon games. But let's actually look at our most anticipated games for this year. I actually ranked mine. I don't know if you guys did, or at the very least, what is your most anticipated game for this year?
Most anticipated
Number one
most anticipated game for me this year, Forspoken.
Really? Ooh, okay.
Played the demo earlier today. Fucking that game is this is going to be one of those ones where we've already acknowledged this game's not going to be for everyone.
True.
But while I was playing this game, I was having the same realization while I was playing it that I did back when Biomutant came out, where
It's just gonna work for you.
this game is just exactly what I want it to be.
Okay. And that's your number one. Wow.
That's my number one. Yeah, I was running around. You have no idea how many times I got told you cannot go you can't go further in this demo. I hit every boundary going around it. And I don't know. It took me 30 seconds to get used to the controls on it.
Right.
It just made sense while I was playing it.
It worked for you, right?
Yeah, because I know you were saying something about like the parkour aspects of it and the climbing around.
Yeah.
Felt like wasn't exactly what you were hoping it was going to be. At least from what I found while I was playing the demo, it's like some of that is going to be it's all rooted in the magic system, how much you can actually climb around and do that. Because it's like I at least found a shrine or something that gave me the ability to have way more jumps as I was going up.
Right.
So it's like a lot of that is tied to it. And then it's like I was real confused as I was running around because I didn't realize. It took me a little while to realize that there was like a grapple system where you have where like you can grapple two enemies, grapple yourself to the ground, and things like that. It's a bunch of rocks all over these cliffs and everything that you can grapple to, shoots you up in the air, and just keep grappling yourself up these giant cliffs. And then I was confused with the spell system at first, but that was mainly because I didn't realize how many of the spells were classified as support spells.
Gotcha.
So it's like, but yeah, I mean, as far as the controls, swapping between the magic and the overall amount of things that you have to do on the controller to just swap between magic, like swap between. In the demo, you have two different types of magic you can use, basically close range and long range.
Yeah.
And then there's it's a different button for each ability, and then you hold R1 to bring up the wheel to change to a different one if you want to. It's like you can charge up to basically have like your like ultimate attack while you have it there, which is a different combination of buttons. But yeah, I mean, as far as I said, I was already excited for the game, and that demo just made me more excited.
Enough to make it number 1 for the year. Nice.
I mean, my most anticipated, looking through everything we know about, would be Remnant of the Ash 2. I just really want to get back into that world. I mean, Remnant of the Ash was a fantastic game for me. I enjoyed it overall. It was more or less what John said about Forspoken. It was what I wanted and everything I needed. My most anticipated to actually play and see how it goes is Wulong Co-op with John.
Oh, you'll have a good time.
Oh, I'll have a great time.
Just depends on how often you like picking my ass up when I'm dead.
I mean, it's fine. I've done that before.
It's gonna be a lot.
How high are the two like a Dragon games for you?
I mean, they're up there, but
Right.
I've played through that whole series. I mean, like Ishin seems like it'll be a nice, interesting twist. I don't know what to expect from the next Kazuma game, which is the man who gave up his name.
Yeah.
Since it's supposed to be more of the traditional beat 'em up. So I mean, if it's like the traditional beat 'em up, story will be good, but the gameplay will probably be fairly similar. Like at Ishin, again, I'm not sure what to expect like that. So I'll be curious to see what that, and then finally, whenever the Like a Dragon 8 comes out, and we go back to the RPG.
Okay. And I know you're planning to get Octopath Traveler 2 day 1, aren't you?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, all right. I still need to sit down and play the first one. I've had it installed on my Xbox for freaking forever through Game Pass, and I started it, and I think I started playing as like the big dude was the first one that I started playing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I need to actually sit down and continue to play. I also downloaded Chained Echoes, whatever. I downloaded that the other day too, and I was wanting to play that. I did randomly jump back on Triangle Strategy though, so I got something going for me in that regard.
Yeah. I need you to calm down, choose a tactics game or RPG, and finish it. Damn it!
I know. I know. Finally got past that one mission that I got stuck on a while ago though. I did it first try. I mean, I just hopped in there. Like, we'll just play it. We'll see how
I
it
have
goes.
no idea what mission.
It was like the valley looking one.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know why you struggled.
I was just super under level whenever I got to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I went on a grind for a while, and I just never played the mission again after I went on my grind. But yeah, finally started progressing with the story again, trying to finish up that one because I mean it is a really fun game. I was playing it, I was playing it on Monday night when that very tragic event happened during Monday Night Football. So I'm sitting there playing the game, then I happen to see that play happen, and I'm just like, what's happening? So that's where the game got put down, but I'll pick it back up soon. So for me, I actually did pull up like my 10 most anticipated in order.
We're starting with your most anticipated. That was what you said.
That is what you said.
I know.
You think I didn't type up a list over here?
Well, what's on your list?
Did you actually?
Yeah.
Shout out.
I had some time.
See, I just started with the
I
most
took-
anticipated 'cause I didn't think you had a list.
Yeah, I made a list over here while we were in shambles.
We were in shambles. That is true. To further put it of how much in shambles we are, like as you guys were talking to your most pissed fan, I was sitting here and I looked over. I'm like, huh. How do I end this stream across every platform? I had to look real quick. I'd never done it. Never messed with Restream. This is figuring it out as we go. Shout out, man. SparkE3, it's what we do. What's some stuff on your list?
We'll get your most anticipated out the way.
Number one for me is Starfield.
Not surprised.
No, if you listen to the show, if you know me, you really shouldn't be. But it is my most anticipated. But it's also my most anticipated with it is with a grain of salt, where I am kind of afraid, but
That's gonna come up later.
yeah, it's there. I cannot deny that that fear is somewhere inside of me. Man, what if this game fucking sucks? Like, what if it fucking flops? I don't think it will. I'm very excited for Starfield. The other games that come out this year that I'm really excited for, like, I know one of the obviously the biggest titles is Tears of the Kingdom, and that is something that I'm immensely excited for. It's on my list, of course. But I mean, the way I look at Tears of the Kingdom is like, it's Zelda. Like I know
Everybody's gonna suck its dick when it comes out.
Yeah, I know what I'm getting out of it.
Nobody's gonna have a complaint about it. It's gonna be more Zelda. Everybody's gonna be happy.
Exactly. Like, it's Zelda. I know what I'm getting out of it. So that's why I guess it's not number one for me, is that it also, I guess, ties in that's not number one for me is like, I know it's Breath of the Wild too. I know we're going to be exploring that same world plus the skies. And yeah, I'm curious of what other new stuff they put in, but at the end of the day, it's still Zelda. You know what I mean? So that's why Starfield is like this big question mark for me. And the question mark is what makes me excited.
You load it up, it's just No Man's Sky.
Oh, no.
Hey, No Man's Sky is good now.
Yeah. Hey, that's the fucking comeback story. That is a comeback story.
That would be a twist. Bethesda does all this, and when you load it up, it's just No Man's Sky.
The ultimate plot twist from Bethesda. But what about you? What's some other on your list?
Probably the second most anticipated game for me. May come as a surprise to you, but with how much I've been talking about it recently, maybe not. Dark and Darker is my second most anticipated game.
That's fair.
That game is so much fun. It's like it because normally I'm not the biggest fan of these extraction type games, but it's it's done so well and it's just so addicting to play that it's like, I mean, hell, when the last playtest ended, it's like the Reddit is still nothing but people just being like, I don't know what to do with my time still, but since this playtest has ended.
This is all I want to do.
It's like everybody that was playing it is basically going through the same thing of we just want more of this game. And I can't wait until a month from now when we get the next playtest, and hopefully Q2 we actually do get that early access.
I know a lot of people will be ready for it.
Oh yeah. As soon as that early access comes in, it's like that's all I'm going to be doing for a while.
I will also say this, John. I feel like you'll appreciate this. I have done literally nothing on my end to make that thing appear in my timeline, but I want you to know I've been seeing Dark and Darker in my timeline and people pumped up for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's 100% in my timeline. I've done nothing to make it there. So you've conjured it into my timeline.
It's one of those things where it's like typically these types of games people don't like, they'll play it once or twice and like, this isn't for me. But
and
this
it'll
game,
keep its sort of community. Yeah.
And then it's like the hardcore players really enjoy it. This one, everybody who's played it has loved it. And it's like I said, I watched an interview that was done in November on it, and it's like the dev team they're listening to player feedback extensively, but also not letting it. It's like they're very much, we're making the game we want to make, but we'll do a few things here and there to kind of compromise with you, but we are not changing our vision. And so far, everybody loves it. At least everybody that's played it.
My second most anticipated will be, as we already mentioned, Octopath Traveler 2.
I'm looking forward to hearing your review on that.
And my third most anticipated is Pikmin 4.
Didn't you say before this would be the first Pikmin game you played?
If I actually play it, yeah.
Okay, that's what I
I
thought.
currently own all the Pikmin games.
Just haven't played them though.
Correct.
Gotcha. You're gonna play it day one, right? You conjured this thing into existence. You got to play it, man.
I mean, I don't have to.
Come on, man. You
I
gotta
still
do it
haven't
for the
seen you
show.
play Alan Wake Remaster.
It's coming. I'm gonna play it. Mark my words. I'm playing this
Only
game.
been saying it for a year.
I'm going
Before
to play
it came out.
I'm gonna play it before Alan Wake 2 comes out, and I'm gonna play Alan Wake 2. I have a point to prove. I'm gonna play both games. It's gonna happen. Don't give
You've
it.
had a copy since the 360 era.
Yeah, shout out to Jimmy. Let me borrow it. I never played it. He forgot. He forgot I even had it. Was it you that mentioned it to him? Yeah, you bumped into Jimmy and you mentioned it that I've still got it. He's like, oh, he still has it. He hadn't played it. And then you both made the agreement. Like, yeah, he ain't playing that game. Come on, come on, guys. I'm playing the game. So like I said, I have like 10 games and they're ranked most anticipated. Do you guys want to shout out some more that's it's anticipated for you guys, or do you want me to go ahead and hit mine?
I am looking forward to One and Dead because I really want to play with that combat because that combat looks fun to me. Reminds me of Metal Gear Rising. I am very curious about Atomic Heart.
Curiosity is there for me as well.
Cyberpunk Bioshock as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So February is going to be a fun month for me. Of course, One Piece Odyssey. I'm a One Piece fan and I just love RPGs. I'll probably digest the hell out of that one here in a week or two.
Wild Hearts is on my radar as well.
I'm sort of on the fence about Wild Hearts. I might pick it up just out of curiosity, but I mean, it's not anything I'm really looking forward to, but it has piqued my interest.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, of course, I got Hogwarts Legacy on there. That one, like, of the games on my list, that one might be the one that has the asterisk next to it, like you have for Starfield.
With the grain of salt, or you're just kind of afraid.
Because it's like the game, from what I've seen of the game, it looks fun. The problem is I don't know how the progression is going to work, and I don't know how long the combat is going to be fun. And I don't know if everything else besides the combat, I don't know how much of that is going to be fun. So that one, I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to play it. And hopefully, I'm going to enjoy it because it's like, I mean, I've been wanting a good Harry Potter game for a long time.
See, I also have the same asterisk beside beside Hogwarts Legacy. Like, I'm buying the digital Lux, whatever, to get the game early, and I'm looking forward to playing it. But I'm with you, where I'm just like, oh, please just be good.
because I've watched several
I've watched a lot of stuff the past few days.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of the videos where they're displaying different scenarios of the combat and stuff like that, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, this looks fun, but there's gotta be more going on than what I'm seeing right here because some of it looks crazy. They're going all over the place, and some of it just looks really slow. And I'm wondering how much of it is gonna be that kind of slow paced, just like not a lot happening in it, and how much of that is going to be what we actually have.
Right.
But then probably after Hogwarts Legacy, Baldur's Gate 3 for me, because I have yet to play the game in early access, because I know that when I play the game, I'm going to want to play the full game, and I've already got it slated. Like, two of my friends that I went through and I played Divinity Original Sin 2 with, it's like we're all looking forward to it because we're going to do a co-op campaign through Baldur's Gate 3 when it officially releases. So I'm really looking forward to that.
I'd join you, but my time frame's completely haywire. So,
but yeah, it's like that. We've been looking forward to that since around, I think it was 2019 when it was announced.
Yeah.
That it's not only it was announced that it was doing it, and it was announced that Larian was doing it.
Yes.
Which we were coming right off of Divinity Original Sin 2 playthrough at that time, and it's like we've been waiting patiently. It's like we want to play the game, but we've also just been like, take your time. You know what you're doing.
They just released Holy Night, so
yeah, I saw that. It's one of those where, as much as we wanted to play the game, it's like, take your time. You know what you're doing. It's like you're basically what we have left in these long form turn-based CRPGs.
Yeah.
And it's like they are also, it's like they're one of the last like developers actively working on it. Like, this is our goal to make this style of game. And they're also, I mean, they just happen to also be the best at it.
Yeah, they're very good. Like, as someone who has played through portions of Baldur's Gate 3, there are nice moments and things, just more or less like a tabletop RPG where if you do something, the game reacts to it, regardless if it wanted you to do it, it reacts.
Right.
Because, like, I found a random group of people. I didn't know what was going on. I just saw there was an enemy amongst all of them, and I went, that's dead. I shoot it without going into combat. It drops, and it just cuts me into a cutscene of going, we've been freed. I was like, y'all were enslaved? I was like, okay, cool.
It's like, oh, I helped, I guess. Unintentionally.
But yeah,
I just saw an enemy in the middle of the city. I went,
but yeah, Baldur's Gate 3, very high up on my list. I can't wait to actually get hands-on with that game. And then I've got Marvel Spider-Man 2. I really enjoyed Marvel Spider-Man. Not much to really say about it. I mean, we're gonna get more of the game, or more of what we know we're getting. So it'll be fun to play when it gets here.
I think the biggest thing that's pretty exciting about that one is the fact that it is completely built on the PS5 and it won't be on PS4, and that's pretty exciting.
Yeah. And then for me, I've got Final Fantasy 16's made it on my list.
Kaiju Fighter?
Yeah, I don't know much about the game, but the little bit of combat we've seen where it wasn't like kaiju battles, like it ticked the Tales of Arise combat in my head. At least the way it flowed looked kind of similar.
That's fair.
So I saw that and immediately I was like, okay, I'm in. It's like regardless of what else is in the game, it's like if the game is gonna play, or if the combat's anything close to that, and it's like, and playing through it is like, we know it's gonna be good quality. It's a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, not much can really go wrong there. Fire Emblem Engage. It's not the highest on my list. I mean, I haven't looked much into it, but I enjoyed the hell out of Three Houses. I'll play Engage. It's like, I'll get it. I'll see how much I actually enjoy it. And then Black Myth Wukong. It's got down on my list. Hopefully comes out this year.
Yeah, that's the thing. That one's still slated for 2023, as it's always been. It's always been slated for this year, and we're just gonna assume it is.
Hopefully it comes out this year. I mean, we don't know a lot about this game.
Yeah,
it just
not really.
looks phenomenal in everything they've showed on it. So
I respect the approach that they have taken to showing us the game. We get one drop a year. It's in August. They go back into hibernation.
We get like one video a year of it showing the progression of it and how and what's changed on it. And the game just looks really good. So I mean, like Alex said, you got to respect the approach they take. Now we just need to get the product and see how good it actually is.
Look, since the game announcement, they've had 2023 on the slate. So I'm just going to assume it's going to be, because that was announced in 2020, I think.
Yeah, something like that. That was like the first time we saw it.
Yeah, it was via IGN. And like I said, it's just one video a year every, I think, August or September. Just on the dot. That month you're getting an update, and then they're going away again. So I want to think it's coming out this year. I'm fucking hoping it is, man. That game looks so good. I'm so excited.
I mean, a couple more that I'll probably pick up, and looking forward to finding out what it is entirely, is Exoprimal.
Yeah.
Because that's slightly just, from what we've seen and everything that we know about it, it does seem like a nice, simple team-based, maybe slightly just turn it right off and just jump into something to do something with hordes of dinosaurs in the way. And my other one, the one I discovered, which I can only hope it's going to be as wacky and fun as it can be, Pal World.
True. I hope Pal World's good.
I don't care if it's good. As long as it's wacky and entertaining, I'll be okay with it.
Yeah, I hope Pal World's good. I really do. I hope it's just a jolly good time.
It doesn't even.
It's not going to be a jolly good time.
Oh, it's going to be a jolly good time.
It doesn't even need to be good. It just needs to be okay.
Yeah, if it's just
like,
okay, it makes it.
Even if it's just okay, it's just going to be fun.
It's going to be a monster taming game with guns, and apparently you're fighting some organization which is putting them in sweatshops for making guns.
I'm looking forward to Pal World too.
I'm also looking forward to, like me and Zach mentioned earlier, Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. I have been on board with this game since the first cinematic trailer we got for it. I was like, sure, go for it. Let's see it. And then we've gotten a little little tidbits of like
Yeah.
gameplay stuff here and there. So I mean, it looks fun.
Because I remember correct, it is Rocksteady that's doing it, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
but yeah. I mean, like Zach said, they don't miss. It's like they've only got wins. So
They got an entire series of wins of Arkham.
yeah, it's like they've got a bunch of wins under their belt already, and it's like this is just a more wacky take on it. So
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Some on my list for like my 10th one is your number one being Forspoken. I'm still excited for Forspoken, picking that one up this week. 9 for me is actually the Resident Evil 4 remake. I'm looking forward to
You
playing
ever
this.
played Resident Evil 4?
Yeah,
Okay.
I played it on GameCube, and I'm looking forward to playing this game again. Everything that they've shown, obviously, the game looks incredible as you
Oh, yeah.
as
Oh,
you-
it looks fantastic.
yeah, as you would expect it would. So, I mean, this is one that I'm getting day one, and I'm pretty pumped for. Of course, Mega Man Battle Network collection. I love the Battle Network games. They're my favorite Mega Man games. So, I'm really excited to pick this one up on the Switch and play it. Hogwarts Legacy comes in at 7 for me. Same asterisk like we already chatted about. I've got that grain of salt beside it. Number 6, I actually do have Power World at 6 for me. I am actually really excited for Power World. Every time I see it, I just think it looks fun to me. Like that it just appeals to me. It looks stupid. It looks fun. I'm excited for it. 5 is Black Myth Wukong. Been excited for this one since release, like we just talked about. 4, Fire Emblem Engage. I've been watching a few videos this morning. Like I said, 15-minute gameplay videos and stuff, like some of the opening sequences and everything. And the game just looks just so good. You know, as all the rumors and leaks said that, you know, Intelligent Systems, you know, they're more experienced with this new engine that they debuted with 3 Houses, where it was like rough around the edges in some areas.
I mean, we got less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so pumped for it. Tears of the Kingdom at 3. You know, again, it's Zelda. I know what I'm getting out of it. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a fun game, no doubt about it. 2 is Marvel Spider-Man 2. Marvel Spider-Man is one of my favorite games of all time. Top 5 for me, for sure. I'm a massive Spider-Man fan in all forms. You know, TV shows, movies, comic books, video games. I just love Spider-Man. So this is a game that I'm so. Just the sheer amount of possibilities that this game could go into with so many different plot points. Just from like obviously just the main of Venom. You know, how is Harry going to be involved? You know, obviously we can make some assumptions, but you know, how much is like Norman going to be involved? You know, Yuri, how much is Yuri going to be involved with her, you know, comic book persona of Wraith? And there's just so much about this game that I'm excited for. And then number 1, like I already said, is Starfield. But man, it's got that asterisk beside it. Very excited for the game. So much possibility with this game. You know what I mean? But it's just, there is that fear in me. There is that fear in me. But you know, just from what we know is coming out, I think it's going to be a really awesome year in gaming. And you know, we said that last year too, going into the year, and then still it was a good year. Don't get me wrong, it was a very good year last year. But we still saw some delays come out and stuff. But I will say, I do feel like 2023 is going to really be the year where things start to pay off. Most notably, the year we're going to see things really start to pay off for Xbox, because obviously they didn't have a major first-party release at all last year. You know, they had first-party releases, yes, but they didn't have what, you know, they deem and what the industry deems a major release. I think this year we'll start to see a lot of payoff from all the delays for all companies, but I think Xbox especially is going to have a pretty massive year, in my opinion. Out of the 3, I would put them at number 1 for who would have the biggest year. Same question, you guys. Out of the 3 main publishers, who do you guys think will have the biggest year?
Microsoft, because I assume the only way they're going to finish their purchase is by buying Sony too.
I love it. I love it. They could.
I don't know, because like you said, Microsoft, they gotta have a pretty banging year to make up for last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, this past year was rough for them.
The problem is Sony doesn't miss really any year.
True.
It's
Always there.
They're always there. They've always got their releases coming out, and it's like every year they try to make it or have at least like 1 or 2 like bangers,
Yeah.
and it's just a matter of either quantity or quality for Microsoft. They either got to have a shitload of them, or they just have to outperform them. Which, I mean, in all honesty, in recent years, they're just not.
Yeah.
So, it's like I don't have anything to back it up. I'm just gonna say Sony.
And that's fair. You know, when it comes to Microsoft, you're just going out on a limb. You're going out on a limb, assuming Starfield is going to be incredible, and you're going to go out on a limb that they are going to confirm other games to come out this year that we don't have release windows for. You know what I mean? You're going out on a limb with Xbox.
Oh, I'm not even banking on first party. I'm banking on their fucking Xbox Studios stuff of just all the indies studios they.
Oh, I mean,
associated with them.
That's the thing. It's like they got
that's what kept them afloat last year.
Yeah.
It's like they have to have like either they're gonna have to do it again and just have a steady string of bangers there, or all of their first party stuff has got to really hit hard this year.
Gear
Right.
6.
I hope, man, I really do hope.
See, the funny thing about this year is Nintendo's actually got a pretty big year.
I mean,
So
Nintendo's
they
got a good
pretty
lineup this
big
year, too.
The problem is they're front loading everything,
Yeah.
and we don't know. It's like we don't really have anything for the end of the year.
That's what we said last year.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, we get to that, but it's like they don't really have. They don't have the same surprise this year that they had in.
I mean, that's
2022.
fair.
Yeah.
It's like in
Unless they
2022,
drop Prime 4.
probably
No.
not going to happen.
I don't see that happening.
But yeah, it's like they're not going to have like, and the next generation of Pokemon's coming out at the end of the year again.
Yeah.
It's like they can't do that again. So it's like something else has to fill that slot.
I got to be honest with you guys. I actually think Nintendo's going to have the worst year out of the three. And I think that for a few different reasons. One of them being the common conversation of just the Switch struggles that it has with aging hardware. I do really think the conversation is going to get very loud this year with how the performances go. And honestly and truthfully, guys, I'll be real with you. I really do believe Tears of the Kingdom is the last major release Nintendo's doing on this Switch.
Yeah, but the problem with even saying like, oh, they may be it's like they'd be the worst of the three.
It's still going to be good.
The problem is Nintendo, even if they only put one or two main games out a year, fucking everyone buys them.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
Easily.
If we're talking strictly like sales dollars, units moved, general ratings and stuff,
So
they're not going to be the
A bad
worst.
Nintendo year is still a better year than most Microsoft years.
Exactly. When I say it's going to have the worst year, I just mean in terms of the amount of really truly quality releases. In terms of sales, I'm not arguing against that one.
That's like I said. It's like we got nothing for the end of the year from them,
Yeah.
but they front loaded to the point where they're, at least for the first half of the year, they're competing with the other two.
I was going to say their first quarter's set.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like they've got their big bangers. They know they know they're going to be eating well for the first half of the year.
Exactly. I think for like summer and fall and stuff, I think some possibilities that you'll see is obviously whatever we can expect out of a Pokemon DLC. That will be somewhere in that time range. And then I absolutely hate to throw this out there. I really do, because it just continues to get fucking talked about. But it wouldn't surprise me if this would finally be like the fall they release Metroid Prime Remastered. It wouldn't surprise me if this was finally be the time.
You know what I want to throw out there into the ethos? They announced a new Kid Icarus game.
Okay. Funny you mentioned that. Because I actually have something in our weekly wrap up that actually ties into that. So there's like the recent job postings with Bandai Namco.
Yes.
Bandai Namco and Nintendo are collabing together on an action game of some capacity. And a lot of things are pointing towards that it's Kid Icarus Uprising coming to Switch.
Star Fox.
That'd be great, but it's probably Kid Icarus. Which apparently also with that, even Sakurai teased something about it on his YouTube. Has anyone watched his YouTube videos? 'Cause
Nope.
I haven't, but I really want to, because everyone says they are absolutely incredible of just Sakurai coming on there and just completely shooting the shit and just it's literally getting to say whatever he wants, like including like, it's actually very easy to hack a 3DS. It's just very entertaining apparently. But he made a recent tease about it that Kid Icarus Uprising in a port. But it's just kind of it's kind of like Sakurai just doing his own kind of thing, But at the same time, people are now starting to connect some dots. So that could be a thing. Is Kid Icarus? So I don't know. We'll see.
I didn't even know about that. I just figured it's been a while since a Kid Icarus game showed up, so it's about time they did something with it.
Right. Sorry, distracted.
Okay.
But yeah, that is a possibility. That is, I just think Tears of the Kingdom is gonna be like the last like major release from Nintendo for this, literally for the Switch. I don't think there will be another major release. I mean, when I say major release, I'm talking about the heavy hitters. You know what I mean? Like obviously Pikmin 4 is still going to come out, but that's not a major release in their eyes. Like there will not be obviously there will not be a Mario Kart. That's obvious from just the
Mario
DLC.
Kart 8 is, as far as we're concerned, the last Mario Kart ever to be.
Yeah. There's not going to be a new Mario game announcement. Metroid Prime 4 will not come out this year. I don't see it happening. I mean, everything points towards every developer has now been working with the new hardware. Switch is, they're, going to get left behind, going into 2024. So I don't know. We'll see if that plays out.
We can only hope.
See, that's the big thing, is that we can fucking only hope. That's I hope so. Let's see. Why don't we start going through some predictions while I take care of something real quick.
I've only got a few predictions because I forgot we were doing predictions. But concerning Alex's most anticipated game of the year, the only way I can phrase my thought is Starfield is going to be the most expansive, ambitious, basic ass Bethesda game ever.
Oh my god, I love it. That's
Damn.
funny.
I don't think it's like they keep talking about we wanted to make this game. They make one type of game. Every game.
I mean, that's true.
Every game
I can't argue that.
Every game they make is a slightly different iteration of that game.
He's right.
Of that genre. It's like
right.
every Fallout is just a slightly different Fallout. It's like different graphics and stuff like that. Every Elder Scrolls game, it's like, there's different mechanical things. They iterate on it a little bit, but the game at its core is the same game most of the time. So it's like, they're going to have all this stuff you can do, but the actual main part of the game, now I'm not talking like all 1,000 planets you can go to won't be unique and stuff like that. I'm just saying the core basis of the game is going to be the same type of Bethesda game we've been playing for 15 years.
You tell me that after playing Bethesda's drag racing game on the PS2.
It's like, of all the RPGs that they've made in the last 10 years, you're not going to tell me they're all basically the same game.
Well, actually, hold on. Really, we got to more look at it like last 20 years, because in the last 10 years, we've only had Skyrim and Fallout.
To be fair, last 20 years, that skipped past in my brain there. But last 20 years.
It's just been Skyrim, Fallout 4, and then 76.
Well, in the last 10 years, that's it.
Yeah, it's like in the last 20 years, it's like the previous Elder Scrolls games, the previous Fallout games. Yeah, they're all slightly different, but at their core, you're doing the same things in these games on a base level. Yeah. And I don't think they're gonna too drastically change that. Yeah, you'll have more people to talk to. You'll have more places to go. And it's like there'll be more stuff to explore. But the basic formula, I don't think is gonna be any different.
I actually do agree with you on that. I don't think. I mean, it's going to be the same thing. You have your main overarching story. You have all the different multiple stories of different factions you can join. It's going to be the same concept.
They make the same. It's the same storyline basically for all of these games, but it's like I just feel it's going to have a new fresh paint of coat on it. It's going to be expansive. You have all these different planets to go to, but at the end of the day, it's a Bethesda game, and we all expect the same thing. So I just don't see it as this new age of gaming that they've been trying to say that it is.
I'm going to tell you now, Alex. I rolled a draw this year for my predictions.
Okay.
So I'm going for all L's this year. Predictions.
Oh, let's go.
So I'm going to say my first prediction is Dead Island 2 is going to be the game that we all anticipated and wanted it to be.
That could actually be fair, though. that could actually be a W for you.
We shall see. And Pikmin 4 will be Game of the Year.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Mark it down right now, ladies and gentlemen. January 7th, 2023. Zach has predicted Pikmin 3 to win game, or Pikmin 4 to win Game of the Year.
I started the Pikmin train. I got to keep with it.
Yeah, I respect that.
I'll never play a Pikmin game.
So one of mine, I'll throw out a couple of mine real quick. One of them is Black Myth Wukong. Just kind of throwing out a general idea of like a Metacritic prediction score. I think it's going to score like 88 plus. I've got so much confidence in this game. I really, really do. I know it's not going to be for everyone. I get that, but I do think it's going to score pretty high on Metacritic. Another one that I have that I feel like you might can agree with me on is I do think at this big Digimon event, I think we're gonna get an announcement for a new Cyber Sleuth.
I didn't call Cyber Sleuth. I have a new Digimon game announced for 2024.
Okay.
Because I don't remember when it is coming up, but in a tweet I think a couple months ago, it's like when they basically were promoting Digimon World Next Order coming to Switch. They were talking about having more Digimon games were going to be on the way, and we can only assume that they've had a team working on something, because it's like we got it's like we had Survive this year, and if it's along the lines of a Cyber Sleuth, I mean, they have the bones there, or like the general what they would do with it. So if it is something like that, I could see it being a 2024 game.
Right. Another one that I had for mine is I don't think Scarlet and Violet's going to have a serious graphical improvement. I know like Nintendo kind of promised it, you know what I mean? Like there's like, oh, we're going to continue working on it and stuff. And for some reason, even though there is nothing in history that supports it, like it's pretty much every sort of like gaming YouTube channel that's not, specifically a PokeTuber essentially.
Okay.
Everyone's under the impression they're going to fix it. They say they have to fix it.
That's weird, but okay.
I'm like, have you played others? They don't do that.
Here's what they fail to understand. They already got their money.
Exactly.
We all already bought it. They don't have to fix it. They just have to keep putting other stuff in it.
Like they do fix hacks and bugs and glitches to help exploit things, but it's very pick and choose what they fix. You know what I mean? There's only certain things like Pokemon like duping glitches. I've already seen one that was in Scarlet and Violet. They've since patched that.
They fixed a lot of that early on.
Yeah, item dupes as well. They fixed that. But then there's a lot of other ones that they still never touch. They just kind of turn a blind eye on. In terms of graphical improvements, shit, I don't see it. I think they'll do some minor fixes for graphical improvements, but everyone that's under the impression it's going to have a serious graphical improvement where you're not going to be looking underneath the earth whenever you're in the middle of a battle or a catching sequence, go ahead and get used to that. That's not going anywhere. They're not going to fix the game, guys.
Or being in a cave and getting it accidentally running into a Pokemon, getting a battle, and then being stuck in the wall.
Yeah, that stuff's not going to get fixed.
What happened to you guys?
What do you mean?
There's a few like narrow caves that have Pokemon like in the hallway there.
Yeah.
But if you encounter the battle there, depending on which angle you ran into them at, it'll put you that distance away. So it doesn't matter what happens in the battle, you're now in the wall.
That's why I don't run into them. I throw things at them.
Yeah, but sometimes you're just trying to run by them.
Yeah, no, I pay attention and take wide gaps.
You also didn't beat the game.
I mean, I beat the game how I wanted to beat the game. I explored that entire damn island.
Not everything.
I explored that entire damn island.
There's areas you can't get to, Zach.
They're not part of the island then.
God, I hate you. I'll speed run like a couple more of mine. One of them I just want to because we've already kind of touched on one, and that is I don't think a new mainline Mario game will be announced this year. But I do think Game Boy will come to NSO finally. but not GameCube. Anyone that's holding out hopes for GameCube, I don't think that's happening. Based on just like track record of how often they add these, they're going to add Game Boy, and then GameCube may come 2024, 2025 if they add it.
Yeah, if they do anything with it.
Yeah, exactly. I do think Game Boy will come though. And then for the Avatar game, Frontiers of Pandora, I'm going to predict it's going to get delayed again into 2024. We've seen literally nothing on this game except like a cinematic trailer. There's been zero word on this game at all. Ubisoft's in fucking shambles for multiple reasons. I mean, right now it's just kind of all focused on those Assassin's Creed games, but even like is the Japan one? It's called Red. Red's in fucking shambles. This game's gonna get delayed again. I don't think it's gonna come out this year like it's currently predicted. At least that's my opinion, though. What else you guys got?
I didn't have it on my list, but I was thinking about it when you were saying that Tears of the Kingdom is going to be the last like major release on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily agree because we were talking. We don't know anything for the end of the year. Metroid's not going to be it.
No,
Switch would not be able to handle it. And it's like we got Violet the end of 2022. We had Arceus in January.
Yep.
I could see not Game Freak, but whoever the other studio was.
I know Ilka did the remake for BDSP.
I could see like Ilka or another studio doing another spin-off game for end of the year, whether that be I'm not gonna say Gen 5. I'd say Let's Go Johto.
Okay, you know what? I could see that, yeah.
Because if they need something to fill there, they're not gonna have any like major new games. That they would want to do. I could see a Let's Go like Gold and Crystal, or Let's Go whatever mons they decide to put there.
Right.
I could see something like that.
I could see that too. I could agree. I feel like Let's Go Johto, whatever it would be called. I feel like that's something that they could pump out just to get some extra dollars. You know what I mean? Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee actually sold relatively well.
Yeah, they did very well.
I think they sold like 14 million units. Like they did relatively well.
It's like they did well, especially for being a completely like new weird take on Pokemon. And it's like some people really enjoyed it. So
yeah. Since we kind of mentioned Tears of the Kingdom, I want to throw out one of my predictions. This is one of my more spicy ones, I feel like, and one that is, out of everything on this list, the one that I'm most likely to be wrong on, and I probably need to go ahead and put an X beside it that I am wrong. But there's just that weird gut feeling inside of me that's thinking this. My prediction for Tears of the Kingdom is that the game itself will either struggle or the game is just going to be delayed again in 2024. I know that's bold because they set a hard release date this time, but I don't know. I just have that sneaking gut feeling that, with how little of we've seen of this game and what they're wanting to accomplish and just the Switch holding them back, there's that part of me that just won't be surprised if it happens. You know what I mean? It won't surprise me. And again, I think I will probably be wrong on this. The game will probably come out as scheduled, and it will probably be amazing and probably score like a 97, like Breath of the Wild did, and be great. But there's just that little sneaking suspicion, in me that it's going to either struggle as a game or it's going to get delayed. And in terms of Zelda, I just can't see Nintendo letting a game like Zelda come out. I mean, I know we can say the same thing about, Pokemon, but that one's very different. That is a very hard, strict schedule they have to stay on because of everything else going on with shows, cards, merch, etc. I cannot see Nintendo allowing like a Zelda or a Mario to release in a bad state. I can't see it. So if it is like if there is struggles behind the scenes, it wouldn't shock me if this thing gets delayed into 2024 and just releases alongside the new hardware. Like it won't shock me, which would also be a massive. Again, I don't think it will because I'm in the boat that leaked OLED is real. That was very proving to me. Someone was literally holding it, so that was very proving to me that was real leak. So that tells me also this game probably won't be delayed. I don't know. Like I said, just a sneaking gut feeling. I hope I'm wrong. I probably am wrong. Yeah, that was just one on there I want to be a little spicy about, but I'm probably wrong on this one. But it's there. It's there. It just wouldn't shock me, is all.
I'm gonna throw out. I think the genre of these going into like the extraction games, like going into a raid or a dungeon for a limited time and having to extract out to actually keep your gear.
Right.
I think this is the new BR.
I mean, I could see that.
I think this is going to become a more regular thing, and I think we're going to at least see some more announcements for these types of games, because it's like Tarkov is the main go-to for people that like those. But in like the last year, we've had the Cycle Frontier come out on Steam.
Hunt Showdown.
Yep, Hunt Showdown's been out for a while, but in the past really 2 years, it's
Full release.
Like, yeah, with its full release, it picked up a lot of steam, and it's constantly in the top plate on Steam at least. And like with Warzone 2.0, they have their DMZ mode, which is their take on it. We've got Dark and Darker now, which just brings more people into it and gets more eyes on the genre because it's a much more entry-friendly, entry-level friendly version of the game. Yeah, it's very difficult. Most people are not going to be surviving on it, but it's the one that you feel the least bad when you die in it. So it's like it's gotten more eyes on it. There's a ton of people excited for it and coming out. I think that developers have probably seen some of the reactions from people with these game types. I think we're going to get a few announcements for more games this year.
Okay.
I'm going to double down on that, but I'm going to go a different genre. We're going to see an expanding version of your friggin' Vampire Survivor games.
Oh, there's
They've already been popping off.
They've been popping on. Hell, I've been playing Soulstone Survivors this past week.
I saw that you got on that.
So that genre is just going to expand as well, I think, a lot this year.
Yeah.
Because it's a nice just turn off your brain game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, in that vein, it's like I could see that style game where it's like the reverse bullet hell kind of game. I could see that becoming what auto battlers were 3 years ago.
Yes, exactly. Then I'm going to go real spicy. I'm going to double down on my Microsoft buys Sony.
Oh my God.
Not fucking happening, but if it does, hey, win for me.
The ultimate win. Right now, the person you are is you're on like whatever betting sports book, and you just find like the biggest odd plus whatever possible. You're like, let's throw $1 on that.
Yeah, except he's the guy going, it's like, what, plus 180,000? Fucking put 10K on it.
He's not wrong. That would be me.
Yeah, that would be. Oh my God. All right, I've got a few more, and I'll speed run through some of them because I've got my last one is probably, in my opinion, the boldest one that I have. So a few more that I've got is, even though it's not coming out this year, I think we will finally see Prime 4 in a direct, like in the summer or something, and it'll just end with like a 2024. But I think we will finally see the game because I think it's coming up on maybe 3 years or 4 years since the reboot. I don't remember for sure.
Cyberpunk tells it to stay longer.
Cyberpunk is telling us to stay longer.
Nah, you got to think too. It doesn't matter with that because remember, it was a 5-year gap for Bayonetta 3.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Well, it didn't get rebooted though.
Yeah, but they're aiming to break that.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so give it a few more years and we'll finally see the game. No, I think we'll finally see it this year. Just something quick. I don't think it'll be anything super hardcore, but I think we will see something this year with just a 2024 release. I do not believe a new Nintendo console will be officially revealed this year.
Probably not.
But it will be revealed in 2024. When I say officially revealed, I'm not counting Nintendo saying, "Oh, we have new hardware coming," because they've already fucking said that to investors. Like, I'm not counting. I'm talking an official reveal in a direct. I'm not counting any leaks either. An official reveal, I don't think is happening this year. Gear 6 revealed. I said it last year. I'm gonna keep hitting this until it comes out. Gear 6 revealed and released this year. And last year, I doubled down with you that this was going to get revealed. Now I'm on the opposite side that it's not happening. Xenoverse 3 will not happen. Last year, me and you both were like, "Oh, yeah, it's gonna get revealed this year." That was just a random prediction we threw out there. I'm saying it's not happening. I want it to.
Joke's on you.
Well, I hope I'm wrong. I hope
Are you
it
going to
is.
keep that prediction, John?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So he's backing out of it too.
No, I'm not that dumb.
Yeah, he's not taking that L. Okay. And then before I get to my last one, do you guys have any more that you want to eat out there?
I'm gonna put an asterisk by this.
Okay.
Barring some surprise big announcement that'll be coming out this year. Game of the year is either going to Marvel Spider-Man 2 or Starfield.
Okay.
And that's with the asterisk next to Starfield with it, because those are going to be two of the games that everybody is going to be looking forward to and buying. And of all the other games that we have on this list, there's a couple that could be like Forspoken is on here. That's my most anticipated game. I could very easily see people not getting into that, but that could be this. It's like that could be one that comes out, nobody expects it to, and take over the world. But in more realistic terms, it's like those are two of the bigger games of the year. Marvel Spider-Man was up for it when it came out.
Yeah.
There's
Stood no chance with Red Dead and God of
Yeah,
War, but it was nominated.
it was nominated. It's like this year, looking at the list of games we have, it's more reasonable that it could take the prize. And I'm putting Starfield in there because the amount of excitement for this game is off the fucking charts. And if it actually sticks the landing, which I personally don't think it is, but if it does stick the landing, then it'll be the best game that comes out this year.
I'm glad that you jumped on this topic because it reminded me that I almost overlooked another one of my predictions because with Starfield, because there's been a lot of reports that Starfield is still slated for Q2. I know Redfall is now being talked about for May as well, and that was kind of an original release date. My prediction for Starfield is that it is once again coming out in November. I'm predicting this game was going to get a full year delay. You know, if it comes out sooner, cool. But I think it's going to come out in November. I think it's going to get slapped with that full year delay that it got, that from its original release date from November 11th, whatever. But in terms of game of the year, you threw yours out of Pikmin. I'm going to agree with you. I think it's going to be Starfield.
With Pikmin?
Not you. I think I'm going to agree with you with Spider-Man or Starfield, and then also Zelda, of course. In terms of if I had to pick out the 6 game of the year nominees right now, those 3 for sure would be in there. I would even throw Star Wars Jedi Survivor as a nominee. I'm pretty sure the original was nominated.
It was.
I have a feeling it's going to be nominated, but
it's not going to win, but it'll get nominated, yeah.
It's going to be one of those where, kind of like Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
I almost said the new one.
Survivor.
Yeah. But I feel like that's going to come out and people are going to love it, but it's going to very quickly get overlooked.
Yeah.
Probably.
Resident Evil 4 will probably be in there. I know it's a remake, and they tend to try to avoid some of those, but I want to say Resident Evil 2 and maybe 3 both were nominated. I know 2 was nominated, I'm pretty sure, for Game of the Year. I could be wrong on that.
I don't remember, but you could be right.
So I think Resident Evil 4 could potentially be in there. If it's not, since it is the remake, Final Fantasy 16 could potentially be in that as well. And
you feel like Hogwarts Legacy has a chance of being nominated at all?
If it's like what he's saying with Starfield, if it sticks the landing, yes, 100%. But it's got to stick the landing. You know what I mean? That's what everyone's waiting on. And if it does, then I think it could be a Game of the Year nominee for sure.
If we're just eating this out, a dark horse, as much as I dislike it, could be Diablo 4.
Yeah,
could very much be thrown in there, as well as, of course, Suicide Squad.
Give me Black Myth as well.
Well, there's no chance that's coming out this year, so
we're gonna hope.
Yeah, it's like the thing is, the list of games coming out this year, like my thing with Starfield, it depends on if they stick the landing.
Yeah.
If they all stick the landing, I don't think Suicide Squad makes it into Game of the Year nominees. But if Starfield doesn't stick the landing, or if it stumbles, it'll still make it in there.
Yeah.
But if Hogwarts Legacy stumbles on the landing, then Suicide Squad might take its place.
Yeah. It's because we got a lot of games that look good that could very much, but probably come April, we'll have better idea.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I put that asterisk.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
barring any massive game announcement for later in the year.
Wulong just blows up. It becomes the next Elden Ring.
You were there, John.
I'm not gonna look forward to that.
Game Pass. John, let me ask you this. Do you think this could potentially be the year that Halo Infinite finally hits its stride?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
I told you last year. It doesn't matter what they do to it. The time has passed.
Okay. I was just curious. I'll be kind of curious to see if they end up, if it's real, which I do think it's real, if they end up releasing that like Halo BR this year, made by with that other developer. I don't remember who's working on that, but I'll be kind of curious to see if that will end up coming out this year.
Here's the thing. I don't think it'd be good.
Okay.
And the main reason I say that is Halo, built into its core, already has the shield mechanic built into your health bar as a sense, which doesn't necessarily make sense in a lot of the BR aspects, where it's like part of looting up is getting your armor in that. So, but
They just make you all ODST guys.
I mean, that would be the only thing. It's like, are you going to be an ODST guy that's getting armor is equivalent of suiting up as a Spartan?
That'd be my guess.
But that doesn't make sense either, because they wouldn't be able to use the Spartan armor.
Also fair.
That's if we're going, canonically by lore.
Because, John, the energy is actually just Spartan roids that they inject themselves in, and you get a legendary drop from an aircraft, which is the Spartan armor.
I mean, you're not too far off. It is a lot of experiments done on kids to make them gain the strength of that. But yeah, if a Halo BR comes out, I mean, if it actually does come out, I mean,
if it's a thing like we think it is,
if it is a thing and it does come out, I mean, maybe it's good. I don't really see it working the same way that the other BRs work, because you would have to do so much adjustment for either weapons or the way armor and stuff works, because Halo is not a game built on getting weapons, and it's like the weapons have always worked the same, basically. It's like between games, they may tweak how the weapon fire rate works or the spread on the weapons or something like that, but it's always just the weapon. Yeah. Where a lot of these other games, it's about the attachments, or it's about getting the upgraded weapons or the legendary weapons and things like that, and that's how they change it. So I don't really understand what they would do for it. Otherwise, it would just basically be a bunch of people as regular as Spartans run around. You start with a pistol and try to find a BR or a sniper. See,
the real trick here is that we're assuming they're going to make us Spartans. The real trick here is if you're actually Covenant escaping a destruction of a Halo.
Well, I mean, like you said, if they were ODSTs, it would make sense if you drop down and then you're trying to scavenge armor and stuff like that. But then it also feels less Halo.
Right. We also have Steve in the chat. Steve just popped by. Hey, Steve, how are you? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day so far. I cursed you out at the beginning. You can go back and listen to that later. I'm not going to tell you what I said. You have to go back and listen to it. Go fuck yourself. I love you.
Basically what he said.
Basically.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, basically. Anyway, so my last prediction that I personally had, and like I said, I feel like this is probably my boldest one, because it just based on history. But I'm predicting that this year we will see minimum of 2, potentially 3 97 plus rated games on Metacritic. And I pulled some history on this to back up why that's like a bold claim. In 2022, the top 2 rated games was Portal Companion Collection and Elden Ring, both at 96. 2021, we did have a 97. It was Disco Elysium, the Final Cut. And then the second rated game for 2021 was at a 96 with the House of Fata Morgana. 2020, we had P5R with a 95. Last of Us Part 2 at a 93. 2019, Divinity Original Sin 2, the Definitive Edition on the Switch with a 93. Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC with a 93. 2018, we had another 97. It was Red Dead Redemption 2's original release, and God of War with a 93. 2017, that was one of the years we had 2. We had Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey both coming in at 97. And then I just pulled other years that had 97 plus. 2014 GTA 5, 2013 GTA 5, 2010 Super Mario Galaxy 2, 2008 GTA 4 had a 98. 2007, Super Mario Galaxy with a 97. 2002, Metroid Prime with a 97. 2001, this was a year that had 3. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, GTA 3, Halo with a 90, and then Halo, all with 97s. 2000, 3 games, 4 different ratings, just different consoles. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 on the PS1 had a 98. Pro Skater 2 on the Dreamcast had 97. Then Perfect Dark with 97. NFL 2K 1 with 97. And then, of course, 99, Soul Calibur on the Dreamcast, the 98. And then, obviously, 98, Metacritic's one and only 99, Ocarina of Time. So, let alone getting a 96 doesn't happen often, and let alone having multiple 97, and then having multiple 97s in a single year also doesn't happen. So, for the potential games of what they could be, it's kind of a mix and mash, right? I think Legend of Zelda could potentially be one of those 97s.
Okay.
And I think Resident Evil 4 will be another one. Resident Evil 4, the original, came in at a 96. So I think it could potentially break that line and hit 97. And then the third, I'm not even going to say it's going to be Starfield. I'm not even going to pick a game. I'm going to predict that a random ass game like Portal Companion Collection is going to get like a 97. Like, I don't know what it's going to be. I have no idea. I'm not blaming you that the audio is messed up. I'm blaming you that you didn't let me know. I could have fixed it during the show. But no, I don't know what the other one's going to be. I think it could be a random ass game, or it could be one of these like big, bangers for the year, like a Starfield. You know what I mean? Who knows? But I don't know. Just my gut feeling tells me it's going to be some random ass release is going to get a 97. But I do
Black
think
Myth Wukong.
A PSVR 2 game.
that would be hilarious. But no, I think having like multiple 97s this year, I do actually think it's a real possibility with just some of the titles we have coming out. Resident Evil, Zelda, Starfield, those being 3 that I could see fighting for that potential, 97 or 96 score. You know what I mean? So I think we could potentially get 2 or 3 this year. Now, with this topic as well, I did get a little list of a few games that I was excited for just to do early predictions on Metacritic stuff. Fire Emblem Engage, I'm predicting a 90. 3 Houses came in at 89, pretty solid. I think Fire Emblem Engage will start off at probably like a 92 and then may come flatline out at a 90. For Spoken, John, I'm sorry. I want this game to be really good with you, but I feel like a lot of people's not on board with it like we are. I think it's going to come in at like a 77.
I think you're high on that.
I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I really do. I don't agree with it, but I just think it's gonna happen.
I think you've given it a little. I think you've been generous.
You think it's going to only hit like a 60?
No, I'm thinking he's got 77. I honestly,
Come be my Zito.
honestly, I would say it's probably going to top out 75.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not gonna. I acknowledge this game's not for everyone. Like I said, I was the guy who said Biomutant for me was like an 8.5.
Yeah,
but
fair.
that's just because it was what I wanted at the time, and this game from everything I had seen of it when I got hands on it, it is exactly what I expected. It was
Right.
exactly what I was looking forward to. So but I acknowledge a lot of people aren't gonna want to play this game, or they're gonna try the game and realize, oh, this is gonna be something where what I want to do is 30 hours from now, or it's like this. How I want to play the game is in 30 hours, and I want that now, and they're not gonna keep playing it.
Steve, are you talking about Forspoken? In that he says it's gonna be about 64 from start and then plateau at 76. Are you talking about
That's
Forspoken?
being generous.
Yeah, are you talking about Forspoken here? Just to clarify. So 77 generous in your opinion?
Yeah,
Okay.
like I said, I think it top out somewhere in like 75, somewhere in that range. Just because of the fact that it's even at the point that the demo was, you start the demo level 18, and you have 3 abilities on each spell wheel to actually use.
He is talking about Forspoken, yeah.
And then it's like, and the spells that we saw in the gameplay demos, you have like 20 spells for each wheel to look on. And it's like, from what I gather in that game, or at least in the demo, we're probably 10 hours, like 10 hours or more until we have that many options.
Okay, gotcha. Next one I had was Hogwarts Legacy. I'm calling in about 85 for that one. Resident Evil 4, calling that 97. Tears of the Kingdom, calling that 97. Final Fantasy 16, calling an 89 on this one. Spider-Man 2, I think it could be higher. I think it could come in at like maybe like a 92, 93. But I'm actually just calling for a 90 on Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man didn't. I forgot that the Metacritic score wasn't already in the. I thought it was 90 for the first one, but it only finished off at 87. So I think this one will be better. I don't think it's going to be like a landslide, like a 96. Oh, that'd be awesome if it was. But I'm calling 90. Starfield, calling 94. That's a good rating. That's a good rating. You know, it's not what other people may want of like a 96, 97, 98. But I mean, 94 is good. And then we've seen you know, X amount of this game. And I already predicted. I think it's going to score 88 plus. But for a hard rating, Black Myth Wukong 91. I have so much faith in this game. I really do. I know it's not going to be for everyone, so it's probably going to get like an 83 or something. You know, it's probably what it's going to be around. But I have so much faith in this game. I'm so excited for it.
You say this game's like Black Myth's not going to be for everyone. I mean, hell, Elden Ring wasn't for everyone.
It became for everyone. You're right.
It's like Elden Ring. It's like not everyone in the world played Souls-like games. Elden Ring came out and everyone in the world played Souls-like games from that point.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, it's Black Myth, everybody, it's like people may see it and it be like, what the fuck is this? Why does this look so interesting and I've never heard of it? Who knows? Maybe when the game comes out, we'll get this crazy marketing for it.
Oh, I hope so.
That's doubtful.
Probably not. I mean,
Probably not.
I'm
hope
hopeful
so,
for it because the game looks incredible.
It looks so good, dude. I'm so excited for it. Steve, what's your most anticipated game of the year? I imagine it's probably Diablo 4, if I had to take a guess.
Genital Jousting 2.
All right, relax. I know he's pretty pumped for Diablo 4. I don't know what else would be higher for him.
I don't know anyone excited for Diablo 4.
Just Steve is all I know.
It's like that's one of those where I'm like, I mean, I'll play it, but I'm not excited for it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm excited for it, but I'll play it. You know, I'm not like jumping out of my seat, beating the desk like I have to play this game, but I mean, I'll play it.
Yeah, that's not against anybody excited for
Yeah,
it. It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
it's like,
It's a dungeon crawler.
oh yeah, it's you don't typically see people get like super pumped for a game like Diablo to come out.
Not
It's one of
since
those
early 2000s.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's like people will play that type of game, and when it comes out, they'll move to the newest one and play it for a bit, and hopefully it's what they wanted.
True. I think we can go ahead and wrap up the show. What do you think?
I got nothing else.
Yeah, I got nothing else in terms of our predictions, anticipated, or anything like that. What do you think, John? You got anything else?
I don't believe so.
Okay. I'll hit the weekly wrap up then real quick, and we'll go make our way out of here. So the first thing, this is one of the biggest headlines that came out, and that's that Fable got Prime Forward. But it's since been denied, but there's still nothing official. So the original report is that the Forza Tech version of Fable, it got about a quarter complete and was just deemed unplayable. The game apparently hit the reset button and will be built with Unreal Engine. The Forza Tech version of Fable will never see the light of day. But I did see where the head of GameIndustry.biz has come out and said that that is a false report based on his sources. So who knows? Who knows if that's real or not? I mean,
you know what? I'm gonna say it now. I don't think they've started on it.
Prediction for John. I'll tell you this: if this report is true, it will not shock me because I feel like all of us can agree that when it was announced that it was made with Forza Tech, we were all like, I mean, it's going to look pretty, but really, why Forza Tech? You know what I mean? I feel like we all kind of had that same response. But I mean, if it is true, this is a win because Unreal Engine is awesome.
Yeah.
So this is a win if it's true. Persona 3 full remake is apparently rumored. P5 are like graphics, quality of life improvements, so that'd be pretty cool if it ends up happening. Already touched on the Fire Emblem Engage stuff. Switch is now past the Game Boy in total sales, becoming the third highest selling console of all time. Only the PS2 and the DS stand in its way, so we'll see where it ends up topping out at. It's not passing the PS2 in my opinion.
It's like, yeah, it may have passed Game Boy, but it's still got a long way to go.
Yeah, it does. But we already touched the Bandai Namco thing. Next one. Finally got a conclusion to this. CD Projekt, it will be paying $1.85 million to settle the class action lawsuit alleging that it misled investors over Cyberpunk 2077. This has been going on, obviously, since the game's release, and now coming to a close there.
Not going to lie. They're getting off easy.
Yeah, I think so, too.
This is like a slap on the wrist of what they should have been hit with for it.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, they should be taking this as a dub, honestly. Next up, Level 5 has said that new info on their brand new IPs coming this year. They are, of course, creators of Yokai Watch, John's favorite game of all time, Professor Layton, Dark Cloud, and Ni no Kuni. So, if you're a Level 5 fan, looking forward to this.
I played Yokai Watch for like 3 hours, and I don't know if I actually played the game.
That's fair.
Because I didn't understand a fucking thing happening in that game.
I know that's I know my girlfriend absolutely loves Yokai Watch, and I'm just like, more power to you, babe. More power to you. There's a Gears of War training card game coming soon. Shout out to that. Starfield's still rumored for first half 2023. I don't buy it. It's also being rumored to be bigger and more ambitious than the playtesters' expectations. All right, cool. And then lastly, finishing things out, we have new Redfall details. It's unfathomably larger world than Prey, so that's cool. You can do the story-based missions, or you can just free roam the open world, your choice. You do have a home base with NPCs to interact with, get side quests, everything of the sort. Feels like blending arcane values with Far Cry 2 or Stalker. And then ID Software has assisted with the FPS mechanics. I'm excited for Redfall. Yeah, what's you guys' excitement level on Redfall out of 10? I mean, for me, I'm excited for it. I'm probably 7 out of 10. I'm looking forward to it.
When I see more 7, currently 2.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I'd probably say I'm about 2 right now.
Okay.
It's like
just me at a 7. Okay.
It's one of those. It's like, show me something.
Right. Show you more.
Yeah.
All I know is I can throw down a freaking phone booth and I can use it as an elevator.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, show me more, and you may get something from me.
Right. Okay. Well, that was all I had on the weekly wrap up. Any thoughts on any of that? Anything we had?
Nope.
No.
All right. With music, we'll get out of here. I'm ready to go. Last thoughts.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help. Wherever you're actually watching this, you can find YouTube or whatever channel and hit subscribe, follow.
Whatever the platform allows.
Yeah, it'll help us out. Thank you very much. Hopefully Restream didn't fuck everything up.
Hopefully. I'll check it out later.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
All right. Yeah, do everything he said and more. And if you made it to the end of the episode with us, thank you very much. And hopefully you'll come back and see us next week. It's like we do these shows Saturday around 6 p.m. Central Time every week.
Then, of course, make sure to check us out on our website, SparkE3.com. You can sign up for free or sign up $5 a month to support us further. We'd appreciate that support. Check out some Rogue Energy. They are going to be announcing their new can flavor here this month. So make sure to use our referral link. Pick up some Rogue. We'd appreciate that support 1,000,000%. As well as some Agent Ink jerseys. Those jerseys are absolutely insane. They are sick. Some of the best jerseys on Agent Ink sites. Shout out to them. Join the Discord, everything of the sort. No matter what platform you're watching this on, whether it be Twitch or one of the 2 YouTube channels or Twitter, we appreciate you for stopping by. Until next time, guys, have a good one. Bye. Once I get over here. Okay, bye.